name is Materi, and I'm back for part 3 of my GTA 5 modding and scripting tutorials. And in this tutorial, we will be actually programming instead of installing and setting up a template. Anyway, let's start. So I'll go to File, New, Project, and I'll use that template that we used from last time. And if you didn't watch last video, make sure you click on the annotation that's going to pop up right now. And that links to my last video where we went over creating our template. Anyway, I'm going to rename mine to script tutorial. I already deleted the other solution, so there shouldn't be any problems. Make sure it's in the right spot and click OK. Cool, so we could just exit out of that browser, and beautiful, everything is set up. So what we're going to do is create a simple program that when you press a key, a model pops up. Nothing too crazy. I have one written already that I will be using as reference through the video, so don't worry about what I'm doing now. I'm just opening it up. File. Now I have to find it. Oops. Here we go. So you can see, pretty short program. It's all right here. So let's think about what we want to do. When we press a button, we want a model to appear right in front of our player. Pretty easy. So when we press a button, we want a model to appear right in front of our player. Now, if you recall last time, if we use on key down, when we press our key, it'll infinitely spawn until we let go. Now, we don't want that. We want one instance of our object when we press the key. So we'll use on key up. Now, in order to detect whether a key is pressed or not, we have to compare our key event arg E to a key. Now, how do we do that? The way we do that is using an if statement. In an if statement, all it says is if our condition is true, we'll do whatever is inside of our curly braces. And if it's not, we'll just ignore it. So let's break that down. If whatever our condition is true, we'll do whatever we want to do inside of our curly braces. So if, and now we have to write the condition. What do we need to have happen? When the key H is pressed, I'll use H because it's easy to press while playing. When our key H is pressed, we want something to happen. So key H. See, this doesn't do anything. This is just crazy. But what can we do to make this work? Well, like I said before, the key that is pressed is held in event, or the E key event argument. So if we do E.keycode, this just lets us know the exact key code, and then we do keys.h. This lets us see if the key we pressed is equal to the key H. Now, good. So now we actually have to do something. Well, what are we going to do? When our key H is pressed, we want to spawn a model in front of us. So in front of us, how do we figure out what in front of us is? Well, the script hook is really nice in that we can get that position super easily. So what we're going to want to do is type in ped player equals game.player.character. Now, what this is doing is we're creating a new ped for our program to keep in mind. And what we're going to do is set that player ped equal to the game's player.character. Now, you might be thinking, why don't we just have .player? Well, dot player is something completely different than player character. Player character is our model, which is a pedestrian object, and our player dot player is just a player. So we have to get the dot character from our player in order to get the pedestrian model, which contains the information like our position, which is what we want. If we do just dot player, that'll give us information about the player, not our character. It's kind of weird to understand, but once you understand it, it's super simple. I hope I explained it well enough, and if you don't have any idea what I said, comment in the video and I'll try to explain it better, but I think I did an okay job. Anyway, what were we doing with the player? We were getting a position. So a position in 3D space is called a vector 3, and a vector 3 holds 3 coordinates, an x, y, and a z, corresponding to left, right, and depth, or up and down. So what we're going to do is GTA dot math dot vector 3, and we'll call this spawn location. And what we want is our spawn location to equal where our player is, and then plus a couple so it's in front. So the way we do this is player dot position, and now this will set the spawn location to exactly where we are, and we want it in front of us. So how do we do that? The way we do that is adding our front vector to us. Now the front vector returns a point 1 unit directly in front of our player. So what that means is that in GTA, if you're at position 0 and you're looking north, then your forward vector would be a point position 1 north of you. I hope that makes sense. So what we're going to do is add our player dot forward vector to our player position. Now this means that our spawn location won't be directly on us, it'll be 1 unit away. Now however far that is, it's kind of hard to tell, but I can tell you it's really close. So how do we fix that? All we have to do is multiply our vector by some variable. And for now I'll do 5. So this just multiplies the 1 unit and makes it into 5 units. So now we're 5 units in front of the player. This is really easy, and if you're not understanding it, I'm sure there are a bunch of videos on vector math and a bunch of websites that explain vector math and game vector math a lot better than I ever could. And that's actually how I learned, is just looking it up. So if you're not understanding how this works, please look it up. It'll help you so much and make everything a lot easier. What we're going to need to do now is create our model and spawn it at our spawn location. So the way we do this is we can create a string that contains our model information, model name. So string model name equals, and then whatever our model name is. How do we find our model name? Well, we just open OpenIV, go into our GTA 5 folder, and when this loads, we try to find a model that we can use. And I already have one, and that would be the A_C_Shepherd. And all we need to do is plug that in, A_C_Shepherd. Make sure you spelled it right. I made that mistake before. So, Shepherd. And I almost made it again. Double check. Yep. Okay. So great. So now we have the model name that we're going to reference when making our model. So how do we actually make our model? It's really easy. We create another ped, and we'll call this one our companion. This is foreshadowing, but I'll leave it at that. So ped companion equals GTA dot world.createPed, and now you can see in our autocomplete that we need a model and we need a vector3 position. So let's give it our model underscore name as our model and our vector3 position, which is our spawn location, and end it with a curly brace. So let's rerun through this code. If we press and release key H, so if our key is H, then we'll get our player model, we'll calculate our spawn position for our companion model by taking our current position of the player and adding 5 to the forward vector, so it's 5 units directly in front of us. Then we will create our player model using our model name model and our spawn location. I'll save this and I'll click Start, or I'll click on Build and Build Solution, and I shouldn't get any errors, and good. So now we're going to actually bring this into game. So how do we do this? It's pretty easy. We'll go up to our programming folder where our scripthook5_.net folder is, or wherever your project is. We'll go to Projects, Script Tutorial again. Then in the bin folder, there will be a debug folder. And this has our scripttutorial.dll. Do not worry about the script5.net, whatever. Just only worry about the script tutorial or whatever you named it. And we'll copy this. Make sure you copy it, and then go to your Steam folder wherever your GTA is installed. It's usually Steam, Steam Apps, Common, and GTA 5. And inside of our scripts folder, inside of that folder, we will paste our DLL. And so now we're good, and we will test this out, and I'll be back when we're in game to see if it's working and to debug any problems we might encounter. Hopefully it won't be any. So I'll be back in just a second. Alright, so we are in game, and all we need to do is cross our fingers and press the button. What the heck is that guy doing? And press the button we programmed in. In my case, it's H. So fingers crossed, H. There we go. Look at it. We spawned a model in game. Awesome. And it's so adorable. Anyway, that's it for this tutorial. And in the next tutorial, we'll be going over doing something a little bit more interesting with this model that we spawned. Anyway, thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. And until next time, goodbye.